Hi there, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have a quick and easy stencil card to share with you today. So I'm just showing you some products to start. I have an A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock. I have this fun stamp set from Waffle Flower, and the star of the show is that Poofy Flowers stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. So to start, I'm pulling out these new brushes that I just got. They're a new item at the Rabbit Hole Designs. They're called Bitty Bunny Blending Brushes. So these are a nice addition to have with your regular size blending brushes because as you can see, they have that nice small tip. So you can kind of get in those little nooks and crannies if you have a pretty detailed stencil or some area that you're working in. So I'm just picking out some mini ink pads from Catherine Pooler, and I get right to work here. I just have a pink, a yellow, and a green. Now you can see I'm not taking time to get a nice perfect soft blend. I'm really just throwing down the color, and it looks a bit a mess, to be honest, at this stage. I was a little nervous that it wasn't going to look very good, but I just stuck with it and kind of put the yellow down in all the center areas of the flower. And then I have that pretty pinkish coral color. It's called Polished. And then I just kind of filled in the rest of the flower parts. And it did kind of blend in nicely with the yellow at that point. And I just worked my way through all the flowers, and I'm continuously impressed by these little brushes. I'm really surprised the areas that you can get within on a little small space on a stencil and not have it, kind of encroach on the other territories. So I was moving quickly. I was not being patient. I was not being particularly careful. And as you'll see, I didn't really have much overlap where I didn't want it to be. So these are a nice option to have. You can use your little finger blending tools or whatever for these type of stencils with little spots that you need to get into, but these brushes are definitely fun, and I'm glad to have them in my stash. So next I'm just going to move on to a simple green color and just kind of lay down the color on the leaf areas. I kind of hold the brush a little bit on its side and just kind of use the edge to get into those really narrow little spots. Again, it wasn't hard to do that at all. And what's cool is that it ends up looking almost like you used a layered stencil, which in this case, obviously I didn't. It's just a single stencil. Now, Mary Kay at A Colorful Life Designs does have an entire line of brilliant and innovative layered stencils, but this is not one of them, but be sure to check out the one she does have. Check out that reveal. I can't get over how pretty that looks. It looks almost watercolored to me. I was so pleased with how that turned out. So now, since I'm working directly on the card base, I'm going to have a nice, flat, lightweight card without, bulk or dimension. It's going to be nice and easy to ship. And I take out this beautiful big sentiment stamp from Waffle Flower and just kind of lay that right as a focal point on the card. So I do need to condition the stamp with my hand because, I haven't used it before. So just getting it lined up and then condition it with my hand. And that's to rub off any extra stuff left on the stamp from manufacturing. And that's what enables you to get a nice, clear, even stamp there. So I'm using some Distress Oxide inks. These are hybrids, so they will lay right on top of the dye ink nicely. I initially thought I was going to do, the same color that I blended with, the corally color, but it didn't seem as if it was going to stand out enough on the page, and I really wanted that Love You to pop off the page, so I ended up using that pretty green color of Distress Oxide. And then I take one of the little sub-sentiments from the stamp set, and this was actually just a little die cut that I had on my desk from one of my simple strips from Tailored Expressions. The coordinating die for that will cut out a bunch of sentiment strips. So sometimes I'll just have some of those blank lying around on my desk, and I happen to have one that was the perfect size, so it was Kismet. And I just kind of positioned it in my Misty and used a gray ink, kind of a soft gray ink. I didn't want the black, I didn't want it to be too stark, so I just stamped that a couple times, and it says, "Just the way you are." So the card says, "Love you just the way you are." And I decided I want her, but something about the white, it just was kind of getting lost in the shuffle, so I decided to take out the blending brush and just use some of that residual corally colored ink and then just kind of brush it along the edge of that sentiment strip. I didn't add any new ink to it, I just used what was left on the brush, and I felt like that's what it needed. It gave it a little bit of something extra to help it kind of pop off the page. And so this is the only part that actually does have some dimension. I use one of those little Doris foam strips behind it. Still very low profile, easy to ship. So it does have a little bit of dimension, but other than that, very simple and flat. And just trim that excess off and place that down and put that right kind of in the center. I love how big that stamp is. It is just so gorgeous, and all those extra sub-sentiments. It's a really cool stamp set. I will link all the products that I used in the video details below, so just expand that box below the video and scroll down and you'll see all the information about the products. And I'm just using some, it's not actual Stickles brand, but it's the same idea, a little pretty iridescent clear glitter gel, and I just kind of put that in the centers of the flowers. And that finishes my card today. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out all the awesome stencils at Colorful Life Designs. I do have a coupon code, AmyFan10, and I'll put that in the video details as well. So if you shop, you will get 10% off your complete order from A Colorful Life Designs. So thanks again for watching. Please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.